and welcome our beloved viewers to RCT News English Edition. As usual, we'll bring to you the main top highlights of tonight. As follow. A joint retreat of Zero Finance and of the African Union. On the international scene in Sudan, at least 626 people killed in clashes in Sudan, says the UN. Those are the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our news, our loved viewers. The Ministry of Finance in charge of Industry this morning the 11th retreat of African Union, which takes place for the first time outside their headquarters in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and especially for the first time in Djibouti. This retreat will take place from 15 to 19 May at the Kempinski Palace. So the overall objective of the multi-stakeholder retreat is to strategically discuss how to strengthen partnerships on joint work plans for 2023 and beyond, as well as clarify rules and responsibilities of regional economic and communities and stakeholders' involvement in the implementation of industrialization and economic diversification initiatives on the continent. The specific objective is to review and adopt assessments, action plan documents, and the formal launch of the institutional coordination mechanism in African financial institutions. Indeed, these high-level consultations are part of the last extraordinary session of the AU Conference of State Government on Industrialization and Economic Diversification, which took place on November 25, 2022 in Niamey, Niger, in collaboration with the United Nations Industrial Development Organization under the theme Industrializing Africa, renewed commitment to inclusive and sustainable industrialization and economic diversification. Noted with concern the slow progress to date in the implementation of the decades of Africa's industrial development, the implementation strategy of the Action Plan for Accelerated Industrial Development of Africa, and other continental strategies and programs related to industrialization, structural economic transformation, and development towards the resolution of the AU Aspirations and Agenda of 2063. In addition, the participants in this 11th AU retreat are the multi-stakeholders of this team, which is interdisciplinary, as such as the experts of the AUC, the experts of the Specialized Technical Community on the Industry of the 6 member states, which are Djibouti, Burundi, Botswana, Comoros, Niger, Senegal, Undego, Riska, EEC, Odia, Nepal, and Pan-African Private Sector, AFDP, AfrixBack, and Badia, and other relevant partners to ensure coordination, harmonization, information sharing, and resource mobilization. As for the Minister of Finance and Economy, Mr. Ilyas Musa Dawali, who has in a sealed statement said that these consultations will serve as a laboratory for the exchange of ideas on the future of Africa's commitment for industrialization as one of the strategic pillars of the achievement of the objective of economic growth and development of the continent, as set out in the Agenda 2063 and the Agenda 2030. The Minister of the Interior, Mr. Said Nuh Hassan, visited the registration center for foreigners set up by the Director General of Population in Districts 5 and 2, accompanied by a delegation of senior officials from the Ministry of Interior as well as the Prefect of Djibouti City, Mr. Usman Bilegere, and Colonel Abdul Qadir Ibrahim Gona, National Coordinator of Migration. The ministry was warmly welcomed by the Director General of the Population, Mr. Ahmed Umar Jama', the Sub-Prefect of the respective districts and officials of the center. The main objective of the minister's visit was to see the advanced facilities set up by the Foreigners Registration Center in Djibouti. During his visit, the minister had the opportunity to talk with the staff on the site and learn about the enrollment procedures. Minister Said Nuh Hassan stressed the crucial importance of this center in the management of migration flows. The Ministry of Interior, through the Directorate of Population, has made considerable efforts to establish an efficient enrollment process that respects the fundamental rights of foreigners. The visit of the Ministry of Interior, Mr. Said Nuh Hassan, to the Foreigners Enrollment Center demonstrates the government's commitment to ensuring responsible management that respects the rights of foreigners. This Monday, May 15th, the People's Palace hosted the opening ceremony of a workshop for the creation of institutionalization of a form of Djiboutian Association in NGOs for Sustainable Development under the high patronage of the Ministry of Interior. This ceremony was attended by representatives of the Ministry of Economy and Finance, the European Union, the Mayor of the City of Djibouti, the Presidents of the Communes of Djibouti, Balbala, Bil'os, and Razdika, and regional councils, as well as representatives of sectoral ministers and parasterial institutions. This is a major step in the implementation of a project to structure and strengthen the technical capacities of advocacy, communication, and partnership of Djibouti CSOs in the sectoral teams, water sanitation, and food security. Implemented by the consortium NGO Peace and Milk with the financial and technical support of PASOK program of the Ministry of Economy and Finance in charge of industry within the framework of the 11th EDF of the European Union. Today's workshop, scheduled until May 17, will allow the establishment of an action forum of 35 Djiboutian associations and NGOs, led by a steering committee with a 3-year strategic action plan for constitution, dialogue, advocacy, and partnership with national departments, public institutions, regional authorities, and development partners. This Monday, the People's Palace also hosted a ceremonial workshop formation of a forum of the Djiboutian Association under the high patronage of His Excellency the same Minister. In the framework of the Child Protection, the Ministry of Women and Family, in collaboration with SOS, a village of Djibouti, and the technical support and land of UNICEF, organized a workshop restitution of the pilot project of foster families in Djibouti until Monday, May 15, 2023, at the Hotel Kempinski Palace. Chaired by the Ministry of Women and Family, Her Excellency Mrs. Muna Usman Aden, the event was attended by the National Director of SOS Children's Village, Mr. Omar Delita, the Deputy Representative of UNICEF, Mr. Frank Abel, and a member of the Platform of Child Protection and Sectoral Institution. This project was initiated jointly by the Ministry of Women and Family and SOS Children's Village in the two municipalities of Djibouti, namely the municipality of Bil'Aus and the municipality of Balbala. The project of foster families is a pilot project care of vulnerable children, voluntary, which started in October 2022 and lasted 8 months. The objective of this work was to present members of the National Platform of Child Protection and various partners assessment of the activities carried out, the lessons learned, to share conclusions, and to reach the recommendations. The Minister of Women and Family underlined that the program of taking care of children in foster families was one of the objectives of her agenda, and she is very satisfied with the result of the project and affirmed her commitment to the renewal of the project in whole national territory. After the field visits, the Minister of City, Urban Planning and Housing, Madam Amina Abdi Aden, extensive discussions with the editors of the region, the heads of districts, and representatives of technical departments to discuss the problem of urban development of the White City. On this occasion, the Minister affirmed her commitment to closely monitor the implementation and application on the guidelines of the city of Terra. In addition, she stressed the importance of analyzing the diagnosis in the context of the detailed urban development plan. For the minister, it is a question of studying the means to bring adequate answers in coherence with the sustainable urban development in the document. Finally, the prefect and the president of the regional council of Jarrah did not fail to thank the Ministry of City, Urban Planning and Housing, Madam Amina Abdi Aden, and her delegation for this working mission, which they found fruitful. After the field visits, the Ministry of Urban Planning and Housing had extensive discussions with the authorities of the region, the heads of the districts, and representatives of technical departments. The problem of urban development of the White City. On this occasion, the Ministry affirmed her commitment to closely monitor the implementation and application of the guidelines. In addition, she stressed the importance of analyzing the diagnosis in the context of the study detailed urban development plans. For the Minister, it is a question of studying the ways and means to bring adequate answers in coherence with the sustainable and development of the thing. Urban Planning Housing, Mrs. Amina Abdi Aden, and her delegation for this working mission, which they found fruitful. The minister and her speech stressed the importance and relevance of analyzing the diagnosis in the detailed urban development plan. In her speech, she said that is to create a city more dignified and prosperous. She also emphasized the importance of continuing evolution that is able to learn from past mistakes to avoid flight forward. The Secretary of State in charge of investment and private trade development organized this Monday, May 15, 2023, leading to present a diagnostic report on vision of the investment code. The meeting was co-chaired by the Secretary of State in charge of investment and private sector development, Mrs. Safiya Mohammed Ali Gadele, and the President of the Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Yusuf Musa Dawale, and the participation of foreign and domestic investors. The present project of revision of investment code is in line with the context of socio-economic development, emergence of local communities, reduction of economic growth through the dynamization of the private sector. The aim is to create a legal framework for the security of investments and improve the country's business environment as well as institutions responsible for the investment. During the meeting, the national and international consultants made a presentation of the diagnosis on the current investment codes in 3 steps. The President of the Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Yusuf Musa Dawale, welcomed this meeting dedicated to investors for the dynamization of the private sector. The Secretary of State in charge of investment, private sector and private sector development, Ms. Safiya Mohammed Ali Gadeli, recalled the overhaul of the investment code has been assigned to her department, the President of the Republic, Mr. Ismail Mar. Let's listen to some reactions taken now.
Here in this bilateral meeting between the private sector and government sector to discuss the code of investment, which is a good initiative. And as a representative of Golden Africa, we see that there is a lot of improvement and a lot of effort has been done by local administration to make Djibouti as an attractive destination of international investment and as a hub of industry, not only for the local market, as I say in the intervention lately, that not only for the local market but also for region to make Djibouti as an attractive destination of foreign investment and as an industry that can export very high quality products to the region, to many countries surrounding and to other places around the world. You see, as an investors, always they like the code to be simple, to be direct, not to be ambiguous. That means simple in expression, what the investors has to understand, the same that the station has to interpret. But we feel that also the local code has been improved a lot, and that's why we can see a booming of industry and a booming of investment.
The Secretary of State in charge of sports, Mr. Hassan Mohammed Kamel, received in his office this Sunday the young athletes participated and shown recently at the African Athletics Championship in Zambia. They were accompanied by the President of the Athletics Federation and several other officials and members of the Federation, as well as the Director of Sport of the SES. During the audience, the Secretary of State in charge of sports stated that he wanted to receive the Djibouti athletes to express their joy and pride of the whole nation who would regard to the exceptional performance they have just achieved on the heights of Lusaka. The Secretary Center for Vocational Training in Transport and Logistics of Balbala organized the first edition of the annual competition on the trade of transport and logistics entitled Choose Your Job. This event will in competition the students in terminal of SFOP/TL had for objective to show the importance and the role of the trades for the logistics and the transported in the formations in the apprenticeships of every day. Firstly, the candidates challenged their knowledge of the trades in front of multiple choice questions, and secondly, the best selected learners. The main theme of the first edition was Choose Your Trade because it convinced that everyone can be Everyone can freely choose their profession and their professional job in the future. This annual competition, beyond developing a taste for the transport and logistics profession in the final year students, contributions to reinforcing the love of the sector, stimulating initiatives in the students, and enabling them to promote the skills of young learners. Shifting gears towards the international scene now, viewers, at least 676 people have been killed in clashes between the regular Sudanese army and paramilitary units of the Rapid Support Forces, a report by the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Aid Sunday. Clashes between the Sudanese armed forces and the Rapid Support Forces have continued for 30 consecutive days, particularly in Khartoum, killing at least 676 people and injuring more than 5,576 others. According to the report, more than 936,000 people have been also displaced by the conflict since April 15, including some 736,200 internally and 200,000 to neighboring countries. Well, by this, our viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you once again for joining.